There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new Integra. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Mic checks echo, I'm the sound of the brawl. Canvas creaks, flesh slaps, bodies rise and fall. Steel cage dreams, no escape. All pain, blood stains mixed with the sweat and the chain. Adrenaline surging my veins, spit fire. Crowd chants feeding my soul's desire. Turnbuckles tremble when my wrath collides. Glory's the belt and I'm taking the pride. Ooh, the squared circle where legends collide. Ooh, no mercy, just a wild ride. Ooh, lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Pyros ignite, shadows dance in the glow. Ringside roar, it's a gladiator show. Chokeholds tighter than the grip of the night. Climbing the ropes to new championship heights. The mat's a battlefield, no room for doubt. Every move calculated, every scream a shout. The bell tolls louder than a sinner's regret. This is the place where the bold never forget. Boom, the squared circle where legends collide. Boom, no mercy, just a wild ride. Boom, lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Boom, the squared circle where legends collide. Boom, no mercy, just a wild ride. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Circle Digest!
Tuesday, 8 p, the place to be. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley. That is the great Frankie Fresco. Frankie, how we doing this week, man?
We're doing great, my friend. We're doing great. Thank you for having me once again.
No, don't. Really? Really?
Yeah, I thought you weren't gonna have me. I thought you didn't care about my take on John Cena because
It doesn't. That's what makes this so good. I don't want somebody that's gonna be there to. You got to ruffle my feathers every once in a while. I get it, man. I get it. Memo already in. Papa's already in. Appreciate you guys already being in. If you're watching on X, don't forget, jump over to the YouTube channels. Hit the like, hit the subscribe to the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel and the Stanley Media House Network YouTube channel. And of course, as soon as I go on the air, I get calls. That's what happens when you try to go live.
An important
Frankie
guy.
Fresco, an end of an era, my friend.
Yes, it
An
finally
end
ended.
of an era. John Cena, the farewell tour, hit its final stop. And a lot is being talked about it, Frankie Fresco. We did not get a chance to really get your thoughts because you were a busy bee that night, working, doing your thing.
I was.
So, Frankie Fresco, I will ask you, just this one, just the Saturday night main event match, your thoughts on that.
Look, number one, man, I thought this Saturday night main event delivered. I thought it was the best thing we could have seen. We got to see John Cena get his ass kicked out there, get his ass tap out like a little bitch, and obviously Gunther went ahead and acknowledged it again yesterday on Monday Night Raw. I mean, what do you want? I thought it was great. That's what we wanted. We wanted John Cena to lose. We wanted John Cena to not have a moment. I am not a John Cena fan. The only John Cena I like is Thugonomics John Cena. And that's not the Cena that was out there on Saturday night. So for me, I thought it was an A plus. I thought it was great. I loved it. I love the fact that I love seeing the fans crying out there. I love the fans going ahead and complaining and bitching and all that stuff. I loved it. I thought it was great. That was a night to remember.
Yeah, and the interesting part too was that I mean, like, how many people? And the interesting thing, Frankie, and we'll dive more into this real quick here in a minute, but like in WWE, how many times does the hero get away unscathed? And the fact that you get reports that they were kind of smiling in the back, like, okay, we got the reaction. If you listen to Meltzer, they didn't get the reaction. I don't know what's right, what's wrong. But for Gunther outside the arena to be chased to his bus by fans, you struck a nerve. You got that organic reaction, and it kind of takes it back much smaller scale. But when the whole thing of them trying to steal Cody Rhodes' moment and the Cody Crybabies started organically doing everything, and we weren't going to get The Rock and Roman, like it's almost like that happened again on that night with the organic moment. I mean, not necessarily the stage that was. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was on that stage, but organically, the fans were fuming. A lot of them were. And then they really went after the whole fact that John Cena smirked as he tapped.
Well, I have a take when it comes to that, but
go ahead. Let's talk about it right now. Let's talk about this. Let's do it. Because I had a take too, which has changed a little bit from, thinking about it and looking at other people's thoughts and things like that. I knew it was a planned moment, but I don't know if I understood the whole message of what it was. But go ahead.
all right. Well, what's up, Tony? I see you there, bro. What's
I
up?
see you, Tony.
All right, so look. I told you I enjoyed Saturday Night Main Event because of the fact that John Cena lost. Now I'm gonna give you the other take, and the other take is if I was a John Cena fan. Now, if I was a John Cena fan, I would be furious and I would be upset because number one, obviously John Cena lost. But for me, we know John Cena's character. We know he's a yes man in the WWE. He's a businessman. He follows the rules. He's all about the WWE, and he's always gonna go for the WWE. I've noticed that he is gonna put the WWE over his career. That's just how he is. But here's my take of what I think happened here, because I do agree that John Cena agreed to lose this match. But when I saw John Cena do that smirk and not sell the choke, not sell that moment, kind of just went ahead and just went and tapped, like, whatever, I don't care. I think it's for a reason, man. And the reason is I feel that John Cena did not want to lose that way. John Cena's motto has always been never give up. And I don't think he was going to give up. I think the reason he didn't sell it and the reason he didn't do any of this stuff like WWE wanted it was because TKO and Triple H told him he had to give up. And in the words of John Cena, he's never going to go ahead and deny or say, hey, look, I'm not going to do it. He's going to go along with it. And what happened here was exactly that. I think TKO and Triple H went ahead and told John Cena, hey, this is the way you got to go out, and no questions, no comments, no nothing. Just do it and get it done. And as John Cena is well known, he's not going to fight back. He's just going to shut his mouth and do it. And I think that's why he did what he did. And I feel like that's why he tapped. And I think that's why a lot of fans are upset, because his whole concept of never giving up went down the shitter because of it. Something that Triple H and TKO made him do, which is give up.
Yeah, but see, this is where I disagree with your point on this. When he first started this, he said, I'm doing my farewell tour because I can't deliver like I used to deliver. My body won't let me. So he went out there. He had this whole tour. He's had some kick-ass matches. He's gotten destroyed a couple times. And this match was set up to basically be the one time, not that the one time, but since he's been John Cena, he's tapped out before, but not as the John Cena we know today. Then the smirk was him finally realizing that, okay, the company's in good hands. And him just, okay, bam, it's yours. Take it.
I don't agree
He
with
didn't
that.
give up.
I don't agree
He
with it.
gave back.
You want to know why I don't feel he gave back? Is because John Cena went on the Bill Simmons podcast, and John Cena went ahead and told Bill Simmons that his goal and his farewell was supposed to be to do 200 plus dates and
Yeah.
be on the road full time.
Yeah, but they don't do that anymore. There's no house shows anymore. Like, nobody's on the road 200 days anymore.
It doesn't matter. He wanted to be doing wrestling for the
Yes.
whole year as his
He was the
farewell tour.
only superstar on every PLE.
I understand that, but he wanted to go down like everybody used to do back then, which is a name for yourself that whole year. His whole storyline was, I wanted to be about me. That's what he wanted to do. And now, by him being himself, he would get other people over. That was his whole concept. And WWE turned it down. WWE, Triple H, or TKO, whoever it is, they went ahead and told him, look, we're only going to do 36 dates. And this is how it's going to be. Take it or leave it.
Well,
And
they
he
told
took
him
it.
his body wasn't going to be able to withstand 220 dates. It wouldn't.
Who is TKO to say that? Who knows your body better
Well,
than
TKO
yourself?
is the one that puts the dates together, so they're going to tell you that there's not 200 dates for you to do.
Okay, but he could have done full time the whole year.
For
Why
what
not?
though? What does that get?
Does
What does that get?
that's what he wanted.
I get that, but
That's his
again,
fair word. You're leaving farewell. That's what he proposed to them, and they shut it down. They told him no, we're not doing that. So when I started looking at these things, I started noticing. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. It wasn't that John Cena is smirking or laughing at the fans or going ahead and approving this. He's basically telling you, you know what? This is what they made me to do, and this is what I went ahead and agreed to it. But whatever, it's I don't care at this point. I'm already out either way, so I'm done with this, and I'll let the outcome and the repercussions play out on his own. This has nothing to do with me. Think about it. John Cena was never introduced coming out of the locker room. John Cena had his never give up attire, and they basically zoomed in on his shoes and all this stuff. All that doesn't help him. He never gave a farewell speech like he was supposed to. If you actually look back and you look at Goldberg when he got retired, he got cut off when it came to his interview or his farewell speech. He got cut off as well. Everything that TKO and Triple H has done has been for one thing and one thing only, and that is a new concept of WWE, which is no man is bigger than this company. When it came to Vince McMahon would always have his star. He would have his The Rock. He would have his Steve Austin. He would have his Hollywood, not Hollywood, but Hulk Hogan. He would have John Cena. What TKO is pretty much selling us and telling us is, hey man, there is no one guy in this business. This is all WWE. You need to sell our brand. That's why you see Triple H every single time going out there and selling and selling and selling, because there's no one particular wrestler that they are making it seem like, hey, this is the most important person. Vince McMahon used to pick and choose. Hey, my Brock Lesnar, he's the guy right there. Roman Reigns, he's the guy right there. They're not doing that with WWE right now. They're looking at this as a bigger picture. They're looking at it as, hey, there's no superstar that can over the top beat our company or you're not bigger than our company. And that's why they're making them do whatever they got to do just to pleasure themselves and make sure that they're happy. And that's why I feel they did Goldberg wrong. They did John Cena wrong. And I
Goldberg was
feel
not a
that
WWE
and
guy.
I
That's
and
why
I
he
feel
got what he got.
and I feel AJ Styles gonna be done wrong as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Jericho, if you're listening to the show, if you watch the show, back away, bro. Don't do it. They're gonna screw your retirement. They're gonna screw all these guys that are retiring because they're looking at the brand and not at the individual. Something
Yeah,
that Vince
but
McMahon used to do and care about. He would care about the individual more than the actual WWE. I mean, for the moment, for the most part. And then
What are you
eventually,
talking about? He screwed Bret Hart on national TV, so the brand was better than the wrestler.
he only did that to Bret Hart. But tell me, who else did he screw over like that to the point where, hey, you know what? I don't want. He doesn't mean shit to me. And let's not forget one thing. He did that to Bret Hart because Bret Hart chose WCW over WWE.
No, no, no.
If he would have not left,
Bret Hart had a deal with Vince. Vince said, "I can't honor your deal. Go ahead and talk to WCW, see if the deal is still on the table," because he did choose WWE over WCW. But then Vince was like, "I can't pay that contract."
that's why he can't, because
So-
WCW, he picked WCW because WCW was gonna pay him more.
No, dude. He signed with WWE. Vince said, "I can't honor the contract. Go see if Eric Bischoff will still give you the deal so you can get paid."
Yeah, and then he
And
went,
then he went
ahead and
back.
got
They
paid.
said yes, and then then the whole thing happened the way it happened.
So he chose WCW because he was gonna get paid. WWE was not gonna be able to deliver on the contract that they originally were gonna give him. So he chose the money over his contract. Because if he wasn't thinking about the money, he would have gone and told Vince, "Okay, Vince, what can we work out together? That way I could still stay in WWE because I am a WWE for lifer." He didn't do that. He went ahead. Vince told him, "Hey, go check out WCW if you want to get paid, if they're still offering that." And he went and did that. And he went and signed with them for that reason. So
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
he's
At
looking
that
for
point in
money.
Bret Hart's career, though, that was his final contract. I mean, what are you going to do? Sit there in WWE and take pennies on the dollar? Meanwhile,
You're
other
telling me
guys
that-
are getting paid bigger?
You're not. We don't know what was being offered to Bret Hart. Did you know? Were you there?
Yeah, it's on the documentary.
You were. So we know what exactly they were giving Bret Hart. How much were they giving Bret Hart? I don't remember how much they gave him. If they were giving him pennies, damn. Okay. Well, then that's an ass move by Vince. I would have thought they would have been giving him something, not what he wanted in his contract, but something. I'm pretty sure WCW paid a shitload of money for Bret Hart.
So what he did was in '96, he signed him to a long-term contract, which would have kept him 20 years in the company, not necessarily 20 years wrestling.
How much?
By mid-1997, McMahon told Hart he couldn't afford the contract and suggested Hart look at WCW's offer. Per JBL's YouTube video and ring retrospective, the result, this led to the controversial Montreal screw job. Stu Hart, well, that was beforehand. That's how Bret got there. But yeah, so
I didn't hear any dollar figures. I'm just saying. Tell me some. Give me some figures. What's up, Bobby? Tell me some figures, and then okay, I'll shut my mouth and I'll backtrack on it. But I don't remember hearing any dollar figures. At the end of the day, Bret Hart took what was best for him, which I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But what I'm trying to tell you,
yeah,
is
but
that
there was other lies that was going on there.
oh
There
yeah,
was
of
other
course.
lies between Vince and Bret that he would dude, go watch Wrestling with Shadows. It follows Bret Hart for the whole year leading up to all that shit.
Okay, I get it.
And-
I'm not saying that Vince McMahon didn't screw him over and wasn't probably gonna screw him over one way or the other. But what I'm trying to tell you is that TKO and Triple H are doing the exact same thing in this particular case, that they're screwing over everybody that they feel that they can. And they're doing this because that's what they are selling. They're selling us, hey, it's about the WWE brand and not the individual. We don't care about John Cena. We don't care about the fans, John Cena. We care is about our product. Our product is WWE. And what is the best way to sell our product? By getting everybody to hate us for this. So this is the way we're going to sell it. And at the end of the day, even if you don't agree to it as a wrestler like John Cena, you're going to do it because then there is no farewell tour. There is no goodbye. We're not doing that. And then who hurts that? And then let me ask.
But
let
you
me-
still have to
let me-
keep the stuff rolling in the company, man. Just because, let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask you this because this was presented. So I wanted to ask you a question. AEW had a retirement just recently. The Great Sting, right?
Mhm.
They put him out on top as the tag team champions,
Yep.
right? Then they brought the tag team titles into a tournament.
Mhm.
What did AEW get off of all of that?
A tournament that they wanted to give it to
That,
somebody
that
else.
provided what?
New tag team champions.
Do you remember who won it? Do you
No, no, I
remember
don't remember.
anything about it? No, but
I
that's
mean,
what I'm trying to say. Like,
I remember
you,
Darby was half champion with Sting, and
yeah.
then Darby, they had to do something, and then that's when he let it go. I don't remember exactly, but I mean, it's been a while. It's been a couple.
No, no,
It's
yeah,
been
yeah.
like
And then
2 years
Darby
maybe.
left to go do the Everest stuff. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It's awesome. I get it. And again, but for me, like, it should allow this whole thing, like last night. It was very cool to see Gunther come out and say, "I made you tap. You're what do you call him? A baby? What? A little something, bitch? Whatever. What would he say? You said it a minute ago.
What do you thought? Who?
When
Gunther?
Gunther cut the promo last night at the end, he cut him down. He's like, "I made Cena tap out," and he tapped out like a little. Oh no, like he tapped out like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he walks through the thing. He's making fun of the people that, there, and then he gets to the car, and it's AJ Styles sitting on the car, waiting for him.
Yeah.
And going and things like that. And again, it's got to play out and it's got to work. But to me, it gave more to the show, and the show has to go on. Like that's the like, okay, you put Cena over, like, what happens? Cena wins. Okay, then what?
Well, no, I'm not disagreeing with the fact that Cena should have lost. I don't. I agree that Cena should have lost. I feel like the only thing that John Cena, I told you, I feel that John Cena agreed to losing, and that's fine because he's the type of company guy. What I feel that John Cena went ahead and told him is like, I don't want to tap out. I'll just I'll just give up. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna just pass out, and he wins this way. And
Well, then
I
that
feel
does nothing, though. That does not. If
what are you
Cena's
talking
coming,
about? Gunter chokes out John Cena to the end and
yeah,
still beats him.
but
He still gets heat.
But Cena probably is. I don't know. I got to go back and look at tape and things like that. But he passes out. That does nothing for Gunther. Great, you made him
Does
pass
nothing
out.
for Gunter. Of course it does something for Gunter. He beats
No,
him.
not as much as making Cena tap out. The guy who says he'd never quit.
You really think it made a big difference whether he tapped or didn't tap? He was gonna get heat one way or the other.
Yeah, but never give up. Never give up. He made Cena realize that, you know what? I can't do it anymore.
There's a lot of hardcore fans that were upset with the fact that he tapped out because we know how John Cena
they're
is.
usually in the basements.
But the majority of the fans that were out there who paid a shitload of money to go see him were not upset because he tapped out. They were upset because he lost. That was the main reason.
No, I get all that. But again, last night they go to do the promo. What happens? He's in the chokehold. You see the little smirk, and then what happens in the video package? It goes playing back when he started out as the prototype in OVW. Then he's ruthless aggression. And all this is going through his mind. And then it comes back out to him, and he sits there and he taps. Again, there's an entertainment level to this.
He didn't sell it, Sean.
What?
Why he didn't sell the tap? He smirked and then he just tapped
because he knew it was over.
Because he knew that this was what WWE TKO.
No, dude, you're reading way too much into that.
No,
that's how then why did he on Instagram send out the Obi-Wan Kenobi one where Obi-Wan Kenobi's fighting Darth Vader, sees Luke Skywalker, knows that in order for everything to keep continuing, he's got to go, drops his sword down, and Vader kills Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I don't follow Star Wars, so I don't know that reference. I don't know anything about that. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, then
I don't watch Star
since
Wars.
we don't follow it, it doesn't exist, and you're right. Okay. All right.
No. I'm sorry. I really don't know the whole story between
Obi-Wan was the Jedi teaching Skywalker, and when he felt Skywalker was where he needed to be, he let basically Darth Vader take him out.
So he let Triple H. Are you trying to say he let Triple H and TKO take him out? Because
no, it wasn't Gunther take him out.
No, he basically let Triple H and TKO take him out.
Okay. All right.
I mean, look, we both have difference of opinion. Nobody's right.
I get that, but the thing is, like, if you watched the Peacock, the whole thing afterwards, if there's any animosity, he's not going up and laughing and giggling with Triple H.
again, John Cena is a company man.
No,
He is
dude.
a
At that
he's a
point, it
he's
doesn't
a
matter anymore,
he's a
bro.
yes man.
No,
He's not
no,
gonna do a pipe bomb like CM Punk. He's
no,
not.
no.
That's who Cena has always been. He's been a yes man for everything. And if John Cena approves it and tells him, "Hey, look, this is what I'm gonna go ahead. This is what we're gonna tell you to do, John Cena," and John Cena's gonna probably fight it and be like, "Look, I don't want to do this." But then all of a sudden they're like, "Look, it's best for the company. It's best for Gunther. It's best for the product. It's best for this." What is John Cena gonna do? John Cena's gonna be like,
Well,
fine.
can I tell you this? John Cena called that whole match in the ring.
Did he call a result?
Probably.
So he's a yes man. I'm pretty sure that's what they
I mean, but
wanted.
again, he's a yes man, or he did what he thought was best to keep Gunther moving forward.
You feel that. I don't feel that. I felt like Cena wanted to lose. I get it. And Cena wanted to get Gunther over. I feel where Cena bumped heads was the fact that he didn't want to give up. I think TKO and Triple H made him give up. That's why he didn't sell the submission. That's why he said, "Okay, look, this is what you guys want. Here you go. You could have it." And now they're gonna look. He didn't even want to put the stupid belts on afterwards. He didn't want to put the when CM Punk and Cody Rhodes were there. He didn't want to put the belts on. They forced. They didn't even see his reaction. He was like, "Bro, why are they making me do this?" Because that's the same shit that they've done before. They did that for Hulk Hogan before.
Yes, John
So
Cena did it for
yeah.
Hulk Hogan,
So
John
think
Cena, and Batista.
so think about it. Look at the disrespect that WWE did. They made him do that, which you could tell in his face he didn't want to do it. And then as Cena's walking out, right? The last thing you see when Cena's walking out is it says, what does it say? Entertainment DC or something? No, Event Entertainment or something DC. They didn't even put like a John Cena logo. They didn't put anything when this guy was walking out. They just did that. His introduction sucked. He didn't give a farewell speech. Didn't care. They did whatever the hell they wanted with him. And he was okay with it because he's a yes man. He's always been like that. There's nothing wrong with that for him. He's willing to do that. That's who he is, and he's gonna do it. And TKO and Triple H got what they wanted, which is what they wanted, which was more heat on Gunther, booing him, the how loud it was last night on Monday night because of all this stuff. This is what WWE wanted. They got it.
Yeah, but also I think John Cena said everything he wanted to say at the very end. Looking in the camera, he said, "Thank you for letting me serve you for all these years," and he gave the salute.
Oh, because he's gonna respect the fans. With
Yes, but again,
with more reason he
the
didn't
whole
wanna come out.
year has been about Cena when he's been in the ring.
The whole year was supposed to be about John Cena, and WWE told him no. We're only gonna give you 36 dates, and we're only gonna do this
Bro,
and that,
he
this and
did
that.
every Saturday Night Main Event. He did every PLE.
He wanted to do everything, Sean. He said it in the Bill Simmons. He wanted to go full time one last time this year and do a farewell. Kind of like when D Wade went on his farewell tour and he was doing all his little jersey things and all that stuff. John Cena wanted to do something similar to that. They told him no. They literally told him no. I mean, and again, John Cena's the type of guy, he's a businessman. He's gonna be like, okay, what are you guys gonna give me? Okay, I'll take it. And he did it. And let's not keep and look at the numbers. I don't know if you saw the numbers. Look and see how much money he freaking made for doing that last goodbye, like that last match. He made a ton of money. He made over 1.6 million, if I'm not mistaken, on just that goodbye. So money talks. He's gonna do it too. He's gonna sell out too, because at the end of the day, he's like, yo, I gotta get paid. This is all about money, dude. This is all about
I get that, but also on the thing it says Cena wanted a full year of dates around 220, but outside commitments made it impossible, setting for about 36 appearances.
if John Cena really wanted to do it, and if WWE agreed to it, he would have done it. He would. You're telling me 1 year he can't. I mean, 1 year he can't push to do movies, doing whatever the hell he's doing, and push it or say, hey, I'm gonna turn it down. Or I'm gonna do wrestling for the whole year. Come on, man. You're making it seem like it's impossible. No, the guy that's what he wanted. He wanted like a D Wade going out. This is my tour. I want to go out. And WWE told him, no, it's not your way. It's our way. And he said, okay, I'll take what
So
you give.
this is what he said. He said, the plan originally was to do a full year. This just goes to show my ignorance in the business. I wanted to do 220 dates. Just take a year off everything, hop on a bus, do a full WWE calendar, and totally say goodbye. Thank goodness the business is not like that anymore, because I would be like, if you took a gingerbread man and broke him, I would be done. They only needed me for 36.
They only needed me for 36. But he never said that he didn't want to do all that he didn't want to do all that. He could be a broken.
I'll do this line again. Thank goodness the business is not like that anymore, because I would be like, if you took a gingerbread man and broke him, I would be done. That's from the Simmons podcast. That's the quote from the Simmons podcast.
Sean, again, man, he's a company man. He's not gonna.
But again, you're gonna use that to say that TKO and WWE is screwing him over. But when I told you exactly what he said in there,
not screwing him over, telling him what he needs to do, and he's willing to accept it. That's the difference.
No, man, because
I've never ever heard of John Cena ever talk crap about WWE. Correct me if I'm wrong. If he's talked shit about WWE, then point it out. Because any bad thing, any bad publicity, he's gonna flip it to good publicity for WWE, because he's a company man. So if look, think about it. He went ahead and he said, "Hey, look, I wanted to do all this. Thank God that the company is not the same." Get the fuck out of here. You wanted to do, if you wanted to do 200, you know your body, anything better than yourself. You know how you've been doing this for 20 plus years. Come on, dude. Like, you know yourself. You know, and look,
and that's where he said it shows my ignorance in the business.
Oh, he's gonna say that because that's what he's a company man.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm telling you his words, and I get it. I get it. He's a company man. I get all that. But again, you're trying to use the Simmons podcast to go forward with your stuff.
Well, it's not only the Simmons podcast. It was
what I was telling you. So I went and I got the transcript from the Simmons podcast. So I used it.
That's part of it. The fact that they didn't let him do anything, the fact that they went ahead and didn't even let him do a farewell speech, the fact that they didn't even do anything special for him from the locker room or any of that stuff, especially since at the beginning of the show they were highlighting his stupid locker room from the
you do understand.
They didn't do any of this stuff for him.
You do understand that Mark Henry said he was backstage for 4 hours with dignitaries and the crew. Mark Henry was there on Busted Open Radio that night, and he had to walk through a line, and Cena was there with everybody backstage. Like, again, I think a lot of people think Cena was going to grab the mic and pull the doctor of thugonomics and just give this grand old speech. All he wanted to say was, "Thank you for letting me come into your living rooms each and every time. Thank you." And he walked away. That's it.
I don't think that's what he wanted, but he got a piece of what he wanted and a piece that he had to do. That's the reality of the truth.
All right. If that's the route you think, again, it's up for debate. however you think it went down.
I mean, think about it. He cared so much about his fans that you're gonna go ahead and smirk and not sell the tap and say, "Hey, this is the way I'm leaving the business." He cares about his fans. Then he will be a hypocrite, because if he's saying to the fans, "Hey, he's saying, I salute, thank you for allowing me to be whatever he said right on camera instead of being on the mic," and then you're what you're saying is that when he smirked, he was saying, "Hey, I'm leaving the business. I'm leaving it in good hands by doing this." Then that's hypocrite, because you're pretty much pissing off the whole crowd. You're pissing off your own fan base that you're then later saying, "Hey, thank you for giving me the pleasure to be able to deliver." Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Dude, he had given it his all that match. And he said, "I will never cheat the fans. If I can't do it anymore, I'm done." That was when he realized, the smirk was when he realized, I can't go anymore.
If that was the case, if he
tapped out,
if he couldn't go anymore, then he would have sold the actual tap. He would have sold that if he couldn't go anymore.
What does he got to do? Dude, tap. No, he just said, "That's it. I'm at peace with my thing. done.
I mean, he didn't even have to smile. I mean, look, that's gonna be a meme for many, many years now.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Again,
What was
if
the
you
point of
watch,
him doing that?
if you watch the video package, it went right into once he does that thing where he's like this and he starts turning a little bit of blue and he puts the first little smirk. That's where it goes prototype, OVW. It goes all the stuff going through his mind. And then it comes back out. And when it does, he does the tap. Done.
If you say so, man. I mean, like I said, why are you smirking? Why didn't you sell the tap?
What is selling the tap though? I mean, he tapped. I don't what everybody got to have a what is there a certain way you have to tap?
Tell me how many.
What
Okay,
is selling a tap?
so tell me. So you're telling me that this is you tap by smiling and saying hey yeah, and then just going like this and just tapping. That's how have you seen multiple people do that? If it wasn't John Cena, if it was Frank and we were in
But it was that moment,
if it
Frankie.
if
It
it if
wasn't
it
had
was
to be. It wasn't
if
that
it
it was Cena.
hold
It
on,
was that
well
moment.
that's what
He
you're making it.
realized I'm done. I have no more. It's it. It's like a boom. Everything got lifted off his back. The pro wrestling is in good hands. I've done okay. He did the smirk and then he did the tap.
Pro wrestling is a good hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and tap and smile and not sell it. Okay. If that what you got from it, then okay. I that's your opinion. I don't see it that way.
Well, I love how you think he was doing that just to what to show Triple H and TKO he wasn't happy with the finish.
I feel that way. Yeah, I feel like he was like, you know what, man, this is how they wanted me to go. So I'm a businessman. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And
But then
he
why
smiled
send
and he
out
tapped.
stuff afterwards? If that was the case, why not? Why not stay quiet? Why send out
Because he's a
the?
businessman and he has that other contract that he signed, so he still has obligations. You're not gonna be an asshole. You still signed the
There's
contract.
no other people are sending out stuff of when they wrestled legends.
He has
It's not part of the
obligations.
legends deal.
But he has obligations. You don't want to if he was completely leaving WWE and leaving completely and not because remember he signed that contract. I don't that ambassador contract and all
Hmm?
that stuff. There's look, all this makes sense. Why he's not gonna go ahead and badmouth WWE. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that if TKO and Triple H said, "Hey, sign this ambassador contract because this is what we're making you do. So we don't want you to talk shit about us. Just keep selling WWE. This is what we want. This is what we're gonna do, and just be happy about it. And we're taking care of you. You're getting paid. You're getting your stuff. Yeah, you did us our favor. We wanted it to go down like this, and you did it. This is what we're giving you. Now, don't badmouth us. Don't talk shit about us because we made you. John Cena would not have existed if it wasn't for WWE and the WWE fans. So that's what he did. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what he does. Look, man, I told you this. We had this conversation a very, very long time ago. I asked you, did Triple H and Stephanie McMahon sell out to TKO? And my answer to you was yes. They sold out. You did not agree with me on that.
No.
And I agree now even more that they sold out and John Cena sold out. At the end of the day, people sell out because of the money, because of what you've done for me. John Cena is a huge superstar because of the WWE. Whether he agrees or doesn't agree to tapping out and doing that,
But if you're given a company, directive, and you follow said company directive, you're a sellout. Or are you doing what?
oh, you're a sellout all day because you went ahead and didn't fight back. You didn't remember what I told you about Triple
But
H and
Frankie, in
Stephanie?
everyday life, if a boss gives you something and you're working, and then again, not something that's legal, whatever, I'm not saying whatever, but in an everyday 9 to 5 job, you're given stuff and you do it because that's your paycheck.
Until they start taking advantage of you to the point where you probably say, you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision and say, do I want to stay here or am I going to tolerate it and just keep my mouth shut and keep being
But then you're doing
that
your
little ant?
job. You're not happy with your job, but you're doing your job.
That's
It's
what
not
I'm telling
selling out,
you. That is selling out because at the end
but
of
you
the
still
day,
got to make a living. What are you going to do? Just quit and sit at home and
no,
do
no,
a
no.
podcast?
You find another job just like another person would do. When
And
I
then
when I was
when they do the same thing, you leave that one too?
well, you're making assumptions. We don't know. I'm not saying that every single company is doing the same thing either. Now you're generalizing. You can't assume that because then if you're gonna assume that, then don't even work for a corporate company. Just
But
open up your
again,
own company then.
this is sports entertainment.
Okay.
And you're saying that if the sports entertainment company, TKO, owns WWE, says, John, as a said performer, we
Yeah.
want you to go out there and lose for the entertainment aspect of our show, that's selling out, or is that doing your job?
It's up to you. If you decide you want to keep doing it, then and you don't agree with it, yeah, you sold out. You went ahead and you did it because you know you're gonna get
Why?
paid one way or the
It's
other.
entertainment though. Like on the shows you watch during or a movie, if Hulk gets beat up or whatever, what's your comic dudes, whatever they are? I don't really do a lot of comics, but if they lose, Hulk quits,
I mean, again, I don't get where you're going
or does he
with this.
sell out to the company because they keep him on the show?
I don't know where you're going with this because I told you when it comes to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, they sold out. They went ahead and the big dog came in, bought them out, said, "Hey, this is the way we're gonna run the show. Do you like it? Yes or no?" Triple H could have said, "No, I don't like it. I don't think that's fair." But if you don't like it, Triple H, you go kick rocks. He said, I need a paycheck. I'm gonna stick around. I'm gonna do this. This is what I love. I've been here for all these years. I know the business. Fuck it. I'll work with you guys.
Yes,
And I'll sell out by going ahead and working with you guys,
but
even at the
he
cost of the
kept his
fans.
job though. Like this is where I don't understand.
So
So
you're gonna sell out?
just because you're doing something that you don't necessarily 100% agree with, but it's what they're asking from your job, you're a sellout?
If it goes to an extreme point where you're screwing people over, yes. Because
But what is this extreme point? Cena made $1.6 million for that show. Where did you screw him? It's entertainment. It's not an MMA fight. It's not UFC. You're not telling them to take a dive. It's part of the sports entertainment written into the script.
okay, when you
That's
love
where I'm going with the comparison of the movie, of the movies. These guys, the wrestlers, are part of a script. It's entertainment. This isn't MMA where they're really going out there and beating the crap out of each other and getting a winner. It is written how the match is going to go. You fill in the parts and you do the moves and all that great stuff, but it's still entertainment, just like every episodic TV show.
Yeah, and that's why I said when it comes to the fan base got screwed because at the end of the day, John Cena went ahead and did all this for them, but he had to sell out and put TKO, the money, all that above the fan base. His whole narrative has always been, "Hey, I'm for the people." He was what? The guy who did the Make-A-Wish Foundation and all that stuff. And I get it. It's entertainment. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that this is like real life. This is what is being scripted. But at the end of the day, he went ahead and made that decision. Yo, I'm going to go ahead and do all this because I'm a company man. WWE made me. So I have to do what they asked me to do. Now, when I say somebody sells out, it's because when a company makes you do stuff that you don't want to do, that's when you go ahead and you pack up your bags, you pick up your big boy pants and you walk out and say, "Hey, peace," just like CM Punk did. Now, obviously, the grass is not always greener on the other side, but he at least did it. He did it to the WWE, and then he did it to UFC. He said, "Look, I'm not cut off for this. I gotta get the fuck out of here." He didn't sell out in the UFC, but he realized, yo, this is not the world for me. So he left. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. When I say that Triple H and Stephanie sold out, they sold out because at the end of the day, TKO is running the show now. Now they're
Yeah,
just
TKO
puppets.
is running the show,
They're just
but they
puppets.
also have shares in the company. They're executives in the company, so they're making more money with the decisions that they're making.
We're not gonna go anywhere with this because I mean we've been going at it for 40 minutes about the John Cena match. I'm
No,
telling you right
but what
now.
I'm saying though is like I just think you're using the sellout to me wrong. Is all I'm trying to get at. To me, they're doing their job. Like I Triple H was and is an executive He's not on the board, but he's an executive. He's got shares. The more money that this company makes, the more money he's making on top of the salary he's making.
There's an integrity, right?
So those decisions do affect his bottom line.
There's an integrity, right? The integrity of what you're doing, whatever it is. And you have your way of thinking of running the business, of managing the business and all that stuff. And then your boss has a way of looking at it and telling you. Now, you as the person has to make a decision. Hey, am I going to go ahead and do what my boss is telling me? Because that's my new boss. That boss is telling me how the show's going to be run. That means we're going to do a lot more different things. What are some of the different things when it comes in relation to the wrestling? We're going to have more shows outside of the United States. We're going to raise the prices. We're going to go ahead and create these stories. I want you to do this. I want you to go to all the post game. You're going to have to sell the product. You're going to do all this stuff, but we're going to compensate you for doing it. Triple H said, hey, you know what, man? Money looks good. This is what I've done all my life. Where else am I going to make all this money? Where else am I going to get paid for all this shit? Nobody else. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell out. I'm going to go ahead and
I just don't think it's sell out is the right thing. It's like,
I'm going to sell. Now, if he has some principles for himself, it's like the Dave Chappelle situation. Dave Chappelle got given a contract. Dave Chappelle was gonna get censored. Dave Chappelle said, I want to do it my way. This is what I've been doing for all my life, and this is what I love. You guys are just dishing me a whole bunch of money, but this is what you're censoring me. You're telling me I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to. He told them no. So what did he do? He didn't sell out. He went ahead, he turned down the money, and he walked away, and he said, fuck this shit.
But Dave Chappelle is Dave Chappelle. That's one-man band.
Correct. He didn't sell. He didn't sell out.
One-man band. You're talking about a company, though, here.
Triple H is think of, Comedy Central is TKO, WWE.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle is Triple H. Dave Chappelle told Comedy Central, go screw yourself, I'm out. Triple H told WWE, hey, okay, bro, I'll do it. That's it.
Yeah, but Dave Chappelle is only, the show is Dave Chappelle. Triple H was in charge of WWE.
He was producing it. He had a take of everything that was being done, just like Triple H does it, has a say of to what the storylines and everything is being done with WWE. It's the same concept. What are you talking about? Same concept.
What I'm saying though is Dave Chappelle can turn down that money because it's Dave Chappelle. It's only his stuff that he's messing with.
Okay. Triple H.
If Triple H leaves and they put,
oh no, yeah, they'll put somebody else. I get it. The product is not.
That's what I'm saying. The
product is not leaving.
Now you're hurting the other people that have. And again, Vince McMahon did the sale. That was VKM said, "This is who we're going to," and you guys figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, he did.
Because Vince forced himself back in to be able to do the sale. But I mean, again, that's where I don't like the word sellout. Did he have to probably rest on something? Probably, maybe. But to say he sold out to keep the job,
yeah, he did.
I don't know. I disagree with that. All right.
Now check this out. When it comes to the whole Saturday Night Main Event, if you want my opinion of the actual show, I thought the show was okay. I love the ending. I love that John Cena lost, and I love the fact that John Cena tapped out and he was out there because I don't like John Cena. So that's the reason, my logic behind it, of why he, like I told you, that was the side that you were talking about the whole John Cena selling out and all that stuff. If I was a John Cena fan, that's how I would look at it. I'm not a John Cena fan. I like the fact that he lost. I like the fact that they belittled him, and I actually feel that him losing this way actually eliminates him from being a GOAT, because basically everything he stood up for, now all of a sudden doesn't mean crap, because he got tapped out and he lost and he took it like a champ. And hey, brother, how can you leave as a GOAT? Michael Jordan never retired by giving up. He went and he played all the way to the Washington Wizards and didn't even make it to the playoffs, but that guy was still averaging 38 something points per game. You go and you look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, went and did what he had to do, and at the end he finished the season. He didn't quit in the middle of the season. He finished the season. He said, "Yo, my body can't take it anymore. I'm done."
Hold on a minute. Didn't Cena come back, win another title? Actually, won 2 titles this year, and then on his last match, he out. So at what point Is it not? They all figured out that they couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, but one person gave up. The other one did it.
Did Michael Jordan come back?
Michael Jordan came back for the Chicago Bulls, yes.
Did he come back after the Wizards, or did he go into owning and ownership and stuff after that?
He went into ownership and all after that.
Yeah, so he didn't come back to play. Okay. Tom Brady, he went to announcing and GM and owner and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
right? He hasn't Philip Rivers it yet.
I would understand your point if they had given up. They didn't give up. They stopped.
They didn't come back in their sport. They didn't sign a contract.
Okay, what is
so since they didn't re-sign a contract,
what is
they said they didn't want to go at it for it anymore, right?
So you consider that giving
entertainment. Up? You're trying to take something that's entertainment and turn it into Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. Like they signed contracts. They honored the contract.
They posted a flyer putting him with the GOATs with all the other guys. What are you talking about?
You took that off of a Facebook post, like
WWE posted, ESPN posted that. What are you talking about?
Oh, ESPN, but I mean, again,
ESPN has a contract with WWE.
Yeah.
So I'm not creating this. I didn't do the flyer. They're the ones who did it. When you give up, if Michael Jordan was in Washington Wizards halfway through the season, even a third of the season, something, you know what, bro?
But Cena wasn't halfway through the season. It was his final match, though.
He gave up in his final match, the last match.
Okay, but so I don't. Okay, all right, you're right, man. You're right. Whatever.
I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at the logic.
You're trying to compare actual sports to the entertainment of sports entertainment.
Hold on a second, Sean, because you went last week and I told you we had this conversation about what is John Cena GOAT, and then you told me, hey, he's 17-time champion. That makes him the GOAT, right? So if John Cena gave up, he gave up. I didn't see Michael Jordan go and say, hey, I'm done in the middle of the season. I didn't see Tom Brady say,
yeah, but you're saying the middle of the season. John Cena didn't quit at WrestleMania.
I didn't even see.
It was the 36th match.
I didn't even see Michael Jordan on the very last match of his Washington Wizards career say, "Hey, I'm done, bro. I don't want to play anymore. I quit on you guys." You didn't do that. I didn't see Tom Brady quit.
Again, you're taking a sport and you're trying to compare it to entertainment.
I'm using the same concept that you told me when I asked you what is John Cena GOAT.
What I said was, if you want to use the stats, he's 17-time champion in pro wrestling, the most titles ever won. That would make him the GOAT.
That would make him the GOAT. So
yes,
using the same concept, if you give up in the middle of a match, and it's your last match of your career, then you're a quitter. You gave up.
Boy. Okay, all right.
Is he not a quitter?
No, he's not. But okay.
Why is he not a quitter? He gave up.
If he still had 4 dates left and he tapped out and said, "I'm done," that's quitting.
He quit in the match.
Was that not the finish of the match?
He could have fought back.
What happens in sports? The clock goes to zeros, right? The clock goes to zeros, then you have to stop playing. Right?
All right.
So technically, Tom Brady and Jordan quit playing when the clock went to zeros.
Yeah, same thing that John Cena could have done. He could have never tapped out. In a UFC match, when somebody gets you in a chokehold and you don't tap out and you pass out, you still lose, right? That's could have happened to John Cena. John Cena could have done the same thing. But he didn't.
But when you don't have the meaning of what... Okay, you're right, man. You're right.
Nobody's
right. Go back into it, bro.
Nobody's right or wrong here.
No, apparently you have to be right because it just doesn't make sense what you're saying. I mean, I get Jordan, Brady are the GOATs. I get all that, but okay. And you're gonna tell me that nowhere in any career nobody else had tapped out or quit or any other point in their careers. Flair, Hogan, all these guys. You're gonna say they never did, right?
They did lose in some in their life. I mean, there was a list. I think I sent it to you where it was Ric Flair who lost. It was who else? I think it was Shawn Michaels. I remember some of the guys that were on that list. I forgot the exact.
Yeah, Hogan, Flair, Michaels, Triple H.
Yeah, but none of them. Ric Flair got super kicked and then got pinned 1, 2, 3, which is fine. But he didn't quit. He went down like a trooper. I don't recall how Hulk Hogan and Triple H and all these guys did any of these guys get submitted and then tapped? I'm pretty sure there's some wrestlers out there that probably got submitted and tapped and quit as well. I'm not denying. I'm probably sure there is. But that means that those guys are quitters too because they quit at the last match. Like if you're That's just how I feel.
All right. You're right. You're right. 100%,
Nobody's
man.
nobody's
100%,
right.
dude. No,
Nobody's
yeah, you
right.
are, dude.
There is no right or wrong
Yeah,
answer.
there
It's
is.
just the
There
way
is
of
in this.
looking
I
at
mean,
it.
Josh is saying the goat of giving up. Like sometimes I laugh at the whole thing of if you really were a fan of John Cena and you followed his career and you weren't just sniffing his jock and watching wrestling, you would understand what this was. Because anybody that followed John Cena would know John Cena is not about him. I said that when I made my pick forever ago when this whole thing started.
He's a
I
quitter.
said one of two things is going to happen at Saturday night's main events at the end. I said if he wins, it should be against Brock Lesnar so he can finally conquer the beast and ride out into the sunset. And I said anybody else, he loses.
Yeah, you did say that. And I also feel that he wanted to get them over, and he did that. But he also quit. He tapped. Go out like a champion. Get passed out. You still lose, but at least you fight with at least you're going down with some dignity. I think that hurts that hurts his legacy. That does. You don't think it hurts his legacy? I don't think.
No.
How can you tell a goat he's a goat and he tapped out? He gave up. Josh is right. The goat of giving up. I agree with him 100%. He's the goat of giving up, sir. That's what we're gonna tell him. The same way you felt that the Undertaker is not a goat is the same way I feel that John Cena is the goat of giving up.
No, I think John Undertaker is the goat of backstage presence and everything else and being that guy, but he's not a goat as far as if you took championships and everything else, Undertaker is not there. He's not.
That why.
And just like I said about
has a big resume.
Cena and Undertaker don't make my Mount Rushmore. Like I don't see them as those guys.
Do a lot of you guys? Okay, well, I mean, I don't know how you don't have Undertaker on your Mount Rushmore. Taker should be up there, bro. But again, you're old school.
Longevity.
You're old school.
Again,
More
Hogan
you have more
made
knowledge.
wrestling. Hogan brought wrestling mainstream. Stone Cold ended up making wrestling with the Attitude Era there. You have to throw VKM in because he was in control of it all. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's fourth one, which is my personal one because that's the guy I like, Dusty. That's it.
And again, that's what good thing you mentioned that's who you like. Because obviously if I don't know too much about Dusty because that was past that I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know that much information from back then because I wasn't alive. I know some of the stuff of Dusty, but not to that level.
You know the common man.
I know the
the polka dots.
I know yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know the polka dot guy. That's why I remember the 80s, the little bit because when I used to watch.
Well, I was in the 90s because in the 70s, the 80s, he was doing Florida Championship Wrestling down here at the Sunrise Musical Theater, Convention Center. They did the War Memorial a couple times. Like that's where him and Kevin Sullivan were selling out. You know, not selling out, but the bottom of the Sunrise Musical Theater, which held about. Yeah, I think about maybe 1,500 at that time for regional stuff and things like that. So
yeah, I don't know about that.
And then they would go to Tampa and sell out. Dude, it was good stuff, man. But again, it was Flair. It was, Hogan, Austin, and to me, Dusty. So, and Vince got to be up there somehow. I don't know how because he was the mastermind of all this crap.
Now, I will say this. When it comes to the other stuff that happened on Saturday Night Main Event, I agree with you with the whole Obafemi, Cody Rhodes. I thought that was really bad booking.
Cheap ass.
I think the fact that they went ahead and
throw some balls, Triple H.
They went with that. Hey, I want to go ahead and give you, interference. That way, it doesn't hurt Obafemi. It doesn't hurt Cody Rhodes. That was a cheap route. I thought that sucked. I thought that wasn't good. When it came to the Sol Ruca Bailey, again, I think Sol Ruca. She showed a potential that was really, really good. She has the talent. She looks great. I can't wait to see her in the main roster. I still think she needs to work on a little couple of things here and there. She's still green.
Slow down a little bit. She's too rushing on certain things. Let it sell. Let it sell.
That is true. But then you also got to look at Bailey. And when you look at Bailey, for a minute there, I thought they were repackaging her, and then all
No.
of a sudden she gets another loss again, and it
Yep.
just seems like she did something to WWE in order for her to get screwed over like this over and over.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's that, man. I think she's on the natty roll right now. She's running these little events for independent wrestlers, for the women independent wrestlers, that they're doing like weekend camps and things like that. And then WWE's helping her out with that by sending, like, Charlotte was at the last one. I think Bianca was there, and some other thing, there. So I think right now she's in that giving back. Not saying that they're not gonna ultimately maybe repackage her, but right now I think she's happy doing well. I know a lot of people are like, oh, she needs to leave because they're doing her wrong and this and that. And I don't think she's in that realm. I think she's okay with the way everything's rolling right now.
Again, see, that's a good example of somebody going ahead and saying, "Hey, look, I'm gonna take what they give me," and maybe she's undervaluing herself. I'm That's just an opinion, though. I'm not saying that's a fact. But a lot of people see bigger and better things for her. But she's fine in that role of just being, "Hey, I'm here. I'm in the WWE. WWE is the biggest wrestling company here. I'm fine with what they're making me do." And again, I think you're if you're looking for something better for yourself, I think knowing her and her abilities and what she's done to the women's division, I think she's selling herself short because she is a star. And I think that's why a lot of people criticize the WWE, because they know that she has been a star in the WWE and now they're pushing her to do that.
Yeah,
You
but then,
understand?
okay, but then now this is where I talk about sometimes when you have a pretty stacked roster, people are going to have to kind of take a back seat. Like, so who do you pull off to put Bailey in?
You could pull out Raquel Pennington. You could pull out
Raquel Rodriguez?
I'm sorry, Raquel Pennington. Raquel Rodriguez, sorry. Raquel Rodriguez. You could put out this girl, the one who's the champion that defended against Ivy Now as well. What was her name?
Come on, it's LA Knight, Maxine Dupree. Come on.
Maxine Dupree.
LA
Maxine
Knight's
Dupree.
sister, man.
Can't get rid of Maxine Dupree. I mean, look at SmackDown. SmackDown was having a hard time trying to find an opponent for Jay Cargo.
Yeah. No, I think ultimately you're going to see a lot of people go over there, especially now they're going to go to 3 hours. I don't know what the hell
You see,
they're smoking on that bullshit. But
when you say that, I mean, there is room for it. And
I mean, but on the roster she's on now, on the Raw side, it's stacked over there right now.
Move her to SmackDown.
Yeah. No,
I mean, and then the other thing is, like, I feel like, who's another one who's gonna get like a backseat, and it sucks. I feel like Roxanne is gonna get a backseat in this. I know that she all of a sudden
she's gonna get a Liv thing. I think her and Liv are gonna end up doing something.
I thought that was terrible that they're going that route, that they're making them go for the tag team belts because they're like, hey, we're gonna team together and all that stuff. I thought that was bad. I think they should have never gone that route.
I think you're gonna get Roxanne getting left in the ring by Liv or something. Something's gonna happen there.
Hopefully that would spice it up.
I think ultimately this is gonna be the thing where she's gonna be like, all the stuff you did, the little things you were doing with Dom, this is my payback.
That would be good. I like that. That would make sense.
And again, now that we've said it, it will not happen. So don't worry about it.
Probably
there will be nothing. They'll be tag team champions within the week.
And then let's go to the next match, which was Dragon Styles, is what you call them.
No, they're the Phenomenal Dragons.
Well, that's not what they said.
That's what Joe Tessitore called them during the pre-show. The Phenomenal Dragons.
Phenomenal Dragons. Okay,
so Phenomenal Dragon.
People have different
Dragon
names.
Lee and Phenomenal AJ Styles.
People have different names.
I like AJ Lee. AJ Lee.
Yeah, you have AJ Lee. I heard Dragon Styles. I don't know. They all have different names for them. And then you have Javon Evans and Leon Slater. And the match was good, but come on, man. 6 minutes? 6-7, bro. Come on,
I think an audible was called when AJ slipped off the rope.
You think so?
I think they took it home at that point just to make sure, and then it probably wasn't, because I watched it to see how AJ slipped off the rope. What happened was he gets the up and over, and then when he jumps back in to hit Leon Slater, his shirt that he's wearing, sweaty, hits the top rope. And then he just usually, I don't know if you've ever watched AJ Styles, he'll grab the rope like this and then kind of spread his arms out over the rope.
Yes.
That's to clear any sweat. He did that this time and then went right to the rope like this. Mm-hmm. And then he hit that and boop, just dropped. So I'm thinking there was some perspiration on the rope is what I think. And he landed awkwardly. And kudos to Leon Slater. He jumped right in there. Good. You know, I don't know if I saw AJ kind of wave a hand, and I don't know if he picked up on it right away and got on it, and then they went right into whatever that finish was. But also, like I said on the post show, I think it was so good because it was car crash after car crash after car crash after car crash. It didn't really need to be that long because it was car crash after car crash because they didn't stop running. I don't think Leon Slater and Javon Evans ever stopped. They were just springing everywhere.
Well, that was the thing. Like it felt like now that you put that into perspective, they had to make probably a left turn and call an audible and say, "Hey, we got to do a pin." It felt rushed at the very end. It felt like they had to pin somebody very quickly. But you had a great fight. You're there to showcase it. You've been selling it to us for quite some time, and then that's what you get. You get 6 minutes now. Again, I wonder if now that you mention it, if AJ would not have slipped, maybe that match would have gone a little bit longer. But I don't know. I just that just kind of left me a little bit, on the edge that it wasn't longer. Now, here comes the part that I really also did not like of the show. Eh, this corny segment where
I loved it.
where they bring in the Miz and they bring in our truth.
Can I tell you something beforehand? They fooled me. I'm watching Stephanie and Joe Tessitore talk on the broadcast, and I'm like, Gunther's already in the ring? Because they said, Cena, Gunther next, and I see somebody in the back, and I couldn't tell. They had the robe. So I'm like, Gunther's already in the ring? And then Stephanie McMahon is like, tonight is, and then Miz goes, awesome. I'm like, son of a bitch, they got me. They got me. It's Miz in the backfield there.
For you, they got you. For me, I thought that was so corny, bro.
It was to get Ron Cena on the shoe. That's all. It was just to get Ron Cena on the show.
Of course.
That's it.
I feel that if you wanted to put Joe Henry on the actual show, give the guy a match. Just give him a match against the Miz. That's it. You don't need. Well, okay, so if you say that they don't need a match, you didn't need that corny segment. You didn't.
It was fine. It was good.
It was not good. It was corny.
What are you talking? I'm sure Cena was back there going, this is good stuff.
Damn, if we thought that was good stuff, then bro, they need to change the people booking this crap.
I mean, that was sold out. I'm sorry,
that was terrible, really, really bad booking there. And if they think that was funny or it was great, it sucked. It was corny and it was dumb. And at the same time, I'm getting tired of everybody turning with Joe Henry. Like you had R-Truth do it, Diaz doing it in NXT. You had Randy Orton do it back in WrestleMania. Now you have everybody doing this damn turn.
It's a thing, man.
Let Joe Henry do his thing. Not everybody has to go ahead and do this crap. I think that's so dumb. I thought it's so corny. Stop it already. Get rid of that crap. Dumbest
I'm
segment.
sure they talked to Joe Henry and he's being paid for it, so he sold out. That's what happened.
Oh, Joe Henry. I mean, he's trying to be in the main roster, so you can't say he's trying to sell out. He's trying to get into the main roster.
Is he not being paid for it? TKO probably came to him, and does Joe Henry want to do it? Maybe not. So then he sold out, right?
Unless
this is the definition that I was told of selling out.
That is not the definition that I was telling you that is selling out.
You said you're getting paid for something, and they ask you to do something you don't want to do, but you do it anyways. You sold out.
So you called Joe Henry and you told Joe Henry, hey, Joe Henry, you don't like doing the turn. You don't like doing the myth segment. You spoke to Joe Henry personally yourself? Because if you did, then you're right.
Well, you're the one saying, you don't want everybody turning with them. I'm just going with that.
I don't want to. I'm not saying Joe Henry doesn't want to.
TKO and WWE does.
And Joe Henry too, because that's Joe Henry's signature. He does that. Is John Cena's signature to tap out and be a smirking all the time?
He could come back in and be like, I wasn't tapping out. I was brushing off. I was doing this. It was brushing off. I wasn't tapping.
That would
be Becky Lynch. Do the Becky Lynch. I never tapped out. My career isn't over.
Thank God.
That would be back one more time.
That would be great because then we wouldn't consider him the GOAT of giving up. So,
Jesus.
But yeah, so that was main event for you, sir. We went for a whole hour talking about this whole main event, this whole Saturday night
Oh no,
main
we
event.
did the whole Cena tour. We talked the thing there. Last night, the masked man is revealed, and it was exactly what I thought was going to happen. As soon as he's revealed, everybody's like, "What is this?" I don't know
Really?
what people thought it was going to be or whatever. The other thing, though, that I thought was interesting, and somebody brought up was, and again, probably not going to happen because I think Austin Theory, the way he looked at the ring, it didn't really say he was with the Vision. So then they were like, maybe there's more than one masked guy and they're going to come out and be something. But then I look at it and I go, okay, wait a minute. If this is a group, Austin Theory's the leader?
Until Seth comes, no?
Maybe. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that would be pretty interesting if Seth is the one orchestrating all the masked men to do what they're doing. And you bring Seth back in as like a manager for the masked men, Austin Theory and whoever else they want to throw in there.
No, but are you sure that was Austin Theory? It wasn't Justin Timberlake? I thought that was Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, you're right. I did see that. But again, I think that was an older picture of Justin Timberlake. I don't know if that's recent, is it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't. Well, Justin Timberlake has different haircuts, so I'm pretty sure that was one of the options of how he looks. But when I saw Austin Theory with that haircut, I was like, man, this guy looks just like Justin Timberlake, bro.
Yeah.
Cry me a river out here, bro.
100%. That's what he should have said. Oh, no, that's Jungle Boy says that, right?
Does he say "Cry me a river"? He does.
Didn't he?
Jack Perry says that.
Yeah, Jungle Perry. Now he called Jungle Jack Perry now.
Jungle Jack Perry, yes sir.
Jungle Jack Perry. They said he's no longer a boy. He a man. He Jungle Jack Perry.
But I will say this, Sean. Like, bro, they reveal and they put Austin Theory out there. Were the people surprised? Everybody knew it was him. Like, it wasn't a surprise for none of us. Like, oh wow, big moment.
You have your some people that are like, oh, I didn't think it was really going to be Austin Theory. Like, I don't understand. Who do you think it's going to be? Like,
I thought it was R-Truth.
Big surprises or anything going on here.
I thought it was R-Truth.
There was pictures that are like, oh, it's Randy Orton. I'm like, Randy Orton's like 6'4", 6'5". Like, that guy's built kind of like Orton, but Orton's taller. Like, it's not. It wasn't.
I say, but Sean, see, you're going into details.
And plus, like, Orton's not jumping up the cage like that.
That is true, but remember, there's multiple guys. And Montez Ford was the other guy who was being said. So who knows? But I will say this, man, it's bad booking. It's a little bit disappointing because I'm a little bit kind of like on the edge. I don't know if they should have just kept it and kept going with the mysterious guy, or if they did the right call by revealing him already.
They had to reveal it because if you keep it going and then it's Austin Theory. You know how pissed off people are going to be? Austin Theory, you know what's funny? Austin Theory is the WWE scapegoat.
Jack Perry?
No, that one time Brock Lesnar was in Madison Square Garden, December 26th. Special show. Brock Lesnar will take on a mystery opponent. Everybody psyched themselves up. Oh my God, they're going to give us Brock Roman at Madison Square Garden. You know who the opponent was? Austin Theory. Everybody was like, what? Austin Theory. And now here we go. Masked Man. Who is it? A returning Austin Theory. When in doubt, whip out Austin Theory.
Well, at least it wasn't, what's this guy's name? What's his name? Damn it. He's Indian. I remember when he was gonna be, he came back for a championship, WWE championship.
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal. It wasn't Jinder Mahal because remember everybody thought it was gonna be somebody big, and then Jinder Mahal was the guy.
It was like former champion. Oh my God, this is fantastic. Jinder Mahal.
If it wasn't for Jinder, now that would be great if they put in Jinder Mahal as another mask guy. But see, I think they could have gone with this route. Like they could have.
Yeah, but I think like they knew it was going to be a big shit burger when they finally did the reveal. Because unfortunately, everybody was already starting to poo on it or put out guesses that who it wasn't going to be.
That is true. And also at the same time, like they're not diverting from what people are already saying. Like, hey, Gunther was gonna win the tournament. Gunther won it.
Yeah.
Gunther
Yeah.
was gonna beat John Cena. Gunther won it. Austin Theory is the guy underneath the mask. Austin Theory is the mask. So they're predicting everything, and that's where I
Well,
feel like WWE needs to change it up and be like,
the
yo, let's
problem
do
is
something
they've
here.
got a mole inside the writing room that's giving the dirt sheets this stuff. Whether it's planned, again, it could be them saying, hey, give it to these outlets, but again, it's not every time somebody hits on it. Usually there's a little bit of a wrinkle. And so far, everything's been bam, bam, bam.
Let me
bam.
ask you something, Sean. Why is it that there's sometimes somebody that's a mole giving out this information? Do they get a cut? Do they,
They get
get
paid.
something? They get paid for it? Okay.
Yeah. And again,
Now those guys are selling out.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, but again, too, it's like it's the writers that might be new, so they're probably not making that much money. So even if they do lose the job, they're like, what the hell?
That's a good
Or
point.
sometimes what'll happen is it might be one of the undercard guys. I've seen this before, and they'll take a picture of like, because again, you have the board that shows the matches. So you're taking a selfie and you accidentally take the matches and then you send it out and then somebody gets it. Oh no, I was just doing a selfie. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was in the background.
Wait, hold on. You know a lot about this, Sean. Are you telling me that maybe there's a possibility Sean at one point in time was a mole out there?
No, I was never a mole. Nobody would do it. Our shows, we didn't need moles. I mean, come on.
I know, I'm joking with you. You're just dishing out all this information for us. So
Well, no,
like,
because I've seen like things happen that's like, it's like the whole thing with AEW at that one time, like, I mean, I believe it was probably Joey Janela, I believe, was the one kind of just telling everybody the behind the scenes stuff, and sometimes it's on purpose. They want the stuff to get out.
yeah.
So they'll leak little things, but it's never usually like Gunther's winning the tournament. Gunther wins the tournament. Gunther's tapping out John Cena. Gunther taps out John Cena. Like it's usually like once they said, oh, Gunther's winning the tournament, hey, we're gonna take a detour. Gunther's not gonna be in the tournament anymore, or something. And it's not. It's just bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, they've been
everything.
on point. Well, what they need to do is they need to go back from the moment Seth Rollins sold the whole injury, because before then nobody knew about that. So whoever
Yeah.
they brought in within that time frame is probably the mole that's
Yeah.
giving out this information, because
Yeah.
they've been hitting it on every call,
Yeah,
and,
I
and
mean-
it kind of ruins it too for us, because it's so
Yeah,
hard.
because you sit here and you try to say, well, what could happen if this doesn't go, and in reality, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, and the fact that you, me, and a lot of us who are into the wrestling, we follow so many reporters. We listen to all the gossip. We listen to all the news that breaks out. Actually, some news broke out today, right? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's going to be next right after we finish this.
So there's some news about that broke out, that it was serious out there. So it kind of defeats the purpose, and it also reminds me of the day that I think there was one event. I think there was something that you said, hey, you were completely out of Twitter. You were like, I'm out of X. I'm not gonna watch it because you didn't want to get spoiled for what had happened or something like that. I think it was like a premium live event or something like that.
Yeah, well, and then the other problem too is like SmackDown's already recorded.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh, okay, all right.
The next couple are being recorded, right?
Well, I don't understand the schedule. They said they did the SmackDown after the Raw, but then there's a live show Friday, but they're recording Raw and SmackDown on that one for the following week. So it's not a live show. So you're going to get a recorded show, but there is a live show, but it's like a house show where they're recording Raw and SmackDown for the following week, I guess is what it is, which makes no sense to me. I mean, why wouldn't you? Well, I guess because you have to record 3 shows in 2 days. So I guess that's why they had to do it. So they recorded this SmackDown. So while that's playing, they'll be doing a live show wherever, recording Raw and SmackDown for the following week.
Yeah, and then we'll find out what happens the following weeks. We don't even have to watch the shows because they'll probably spoil it for us.
I mean, and I already know and I was kind of like, really? This is what it. I mean, it's. And again, they could move it around because again, it's not just because it's taped the way it was doesn't mean it's going to be in that order. But it was like, oh boy, nothing. But Boy, I can't wait till this goes 3 hours. Oh, shit. All right, let's talk about the thing today. It got political, baby.
It did.
It got political. Mick Foley is told WWE he will not re-sign with them when his contract expires in June. And I believe he even said pretty much he's just going to, I don't even know if he's going to honor what's left on it. I didn't really read the whole thing there, but due to the latest acts of President Donald Trump, he cannot be affiliated with a company that coddles the president of the United States.
Well, this is what he posted. He said, while I have been concerned about WWE's close relationship with Donald Trump for several months, especially in light of his administration ongoing cruel and inhumane treatment of immigrants and pretty much anyone who looks like an immigrant, reading the president's credibility cruel comments in the wake of Rob Reiner's death is the final straw for me. And man, RIP to that guy, man. That was terrible the way that him and his wife died. I think it was his son who killed him.
Yes.
I no longer wish to represent the company that cuddles a man so seemingly void of compassion as he marches our country towards how do you say it? Autocracy. Damn it. My
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy. There you go. Last night, I informed WWE Talent Relations that I would not be making any appearances for the company as long as this man remains in office. Okay. Additionally, I will not be signing any new Legends deal when my current one expires in June. I love WWE. I will always treasure my time with them, and I'm deeply appreciative for all the opportunities they afforded me. But in the words of Popeye the Sailor, I stands all I can stand, and I can't stand no more.
There you go.
Let me ask you something, Sean, because this brings a now it starts to bring some controversy, and I don't know how much this is gonna excel or like get worse, right? So isn't Donald Trump is very associated with WWE, right? If I'm not mistaken, isn't he in the
He's
Hall
in
of
the
Fame?
Hall of Fame.
So my question to you is: should WWE remove him from the Hall of Fame?
No, it's a fake Hall of Fame. I mean, what does it matter? Honestly, it's the thing is, like again, the word was they wanted him at the Cena thing in DC. He did not go. Linda McMahon was there.
Okay.
And Kennedy was there. Robert Kennedy was there, and I believe one other person representing the Trump administration. Again, it was in Washington D.C. It wasn't like they were gonna have to thing there, but there was other things that happened through the day that took, I think, Trump's time away from showing up at the thing. I think that was the same day as the Brown shooting as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Could have
off there. I know it was that day or the next day.
I think it was Sunday. I think the shooting was on Sunday, right?
Okay.
I think the shooting was on Sunday.
Yeah. There was something else going on though too during that time with the thing there. But again, I mean, the thing that the legends are gonna have to figure out. My understanding is they only get paid for like merchandise they sell, and then when they're asked to go do an appearance. But anytime they want to go do an appearance, they have to ask for permission. So it's kind of like a lopsided deal, honestly. I mean,
how much should they get paid? I'm pretty sure it varies, right?
I think it was $150 or something. And again, maybe some make more, some make less. I don't know.
I like what No Doubt said. Michael Jordan famously said, Republicans buy sneakers too. WWE just stays quiet and focuses on wrestling. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best route for WWE right now, because if this could turn really south, man. If you have another legend or you start having wrestlers go ahead and be like, why am I associating myself with WWE? Especially the legends. I wouldn't say current wrestlers, because current wrestlers got to make a living for themselves. So I'm pretty sure Mick Foley can make a living outside of the WWE since he's retired and he has a name for himself. But that could be something that could hurt the WWE if you start seeing some people just leave. And I respect Mick Foley. I'm not going to lie. Like sometimes.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, it doesn't really hurt WWE. Because here's the thing. and again, this is where with TKO now, I wouldn't put it by him. But WWE and TKO own certain names and naming rights. So when you sign the Legends deal, that means when, for instance, Demolition, some of these other guys, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, when they sell a 2x4, he gets a cut. If he doesn't sign the deal, WWE could still sell it. You just don't get anything now.
Can he sell it?
They own the rights to that merch. Now, Jim Duggan's probably a bad one to use because I believe that's his name. So I don't know if that's probably a bad one. But for the ones that were like, the reason they don't let, Braun be Braun Steiner is because the Steiners own their names, Scott Steiner and them. They own the Steiner trademark. That's why he's not Braun, Steiner. He's Braun Breakers because WWE owns and TKO owns that intellect, so they can make money on it. So what the deal allows is for them to make money off of the name that they wore in there. For instance, Lana just signed a Legends deal. CJ Perry.
She did, yeah.
So now if they make a Rusev and Lana action figure, she'd get a cut off of whatever's sold of that. And they'll say, we're going to give you whatever. Fanatics calls WWE TKO. We want to have this person, this person, this person. Here's the amount of money we're going to give you. Okay. Lana, do you want to go be Lana? We'll give you $10,000 a day or whatever it is. And then they get paid that way as well. But it's not a full-time contract. And my understanding is they have to request, like if they're going to the Comic-Cons or one of these conventions, they have to request to go WWE permission, which doesn't, to me, make sense when it's not a full-time contract.
A question here. Now that if he doesn't renew his contract, as far as him, can he go to these Comic-Cons? Can he do these indie shows and sell his merch and then not have to pay anything to WWE?
As Mick Foley, I believe, yes. I don't know who owns Cactus Jack, Mankind, Dude Love. Like those, I don't know who owns those properties. But Mick Foley is Mick Foley. So he could make off of his own likeness. I just don't know about the other three.
Gotcha, okay.
I mean, I know Cactus Jack was his, but I don't know if they made a deal when he brought Cactus Jack into WWE that they own the intellect. I don't know that end of it.
Here's the other thing too, is that I think maybe the Legends contract is very well worth it, because if it wasn't, then they wouldn't sign it, right? If it was gonna hurt them in the long run, they wouldn't sign it. So I think it has to be some type of incentive that they get out of it, enough money for them to go ahead and be like, okay, yeah, it makes sense for me to sign this.
But also contract. Now you can go to the Comic-Cons and be WWE superstar Lana instead of see CJ Perry.
I mean, for the casual fan, for casual or hardcore fan, you're still gonna be like, oh snap, that's Lana. Oh snap, that's CJ Perry. I don't think it makes.
Yeah, but I mean, for some, you see WWE superstar Lana, and it changes things. WWE legend, it just puts something else there. Think about it. The ones when they do independent cards, what do you see? AEW superstar, WWE superstar, TNA superstar. Whenever you go to independent shows, they always have. I mean, down here, think about CCW, Jay Vidal.
Mm-hmm.
He's a TNA guy. They announce him as TNA superstar.
Yeah. Well, CCW does it because they also want to.
Well, no, yeah, but I mean, it allows you to have it allows you to have that freedom to the intellect to put that on the poster now. You don't have that right if you don't have the legend deal. You're just CJ Perry. And again,
I get it.
The casuals won't know it, but the hardcores will know. Like, oh, okay, I'm CJ Perry. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's like it's like if you were gonna open up a franchise.
It says right here, it's less about wrestling and more about licensing their image for passive income and brand longevity. Unlike full-time contracts allowing them to earn money without being on the active roster. So
Yeah, I look at it, and now that you're putting it in that perspective, I look at it like a franchise, right? You could
Yeah,
open
yeah,
up
you're
your own.
building your brand by being a WWE legend.
Yeah, you want to open up a Subway. If you have your own Subway, nobody's gonna come. But because you're Subway, you'll come. People know who
Yeah,
Subway is, and then you just pay Subway their cut, right? Because hey,
yeah.
I'm using your name.
And again,
That makes
it
sense.
goes to where Mick Foley could do this on his own. Could a Lana, like, again, I know she probably.
I'm shocked that she got the Legends contract. To be honest with you,
Well, I think that's a Rusev part of it. That's part of the
Rusev
Rusev
put
coming
in
over.
Rusev
And
put in that
yeah,
talk.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like, hey, can you help us out a little bit? Yeah, yeah, we'll give her a Legends deal. There you go.
Gotcha. Man, it makes sense. Probably, yeah. I mean, you gotta take care of her, right? And got that they're back together, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
and good for them, man. She's just having a really good podcast too. She has a nice, good show on her YouTube channel
Hmm.
and stuff like that. Even though we had that conversation, she had that interview with that girl. I forgot her name. And I don't, for some sort of reason, she took it down. I guess something must have
Yeah.
happened. I don't know the whole
The one that talk
backstory.
bad about WWE.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Mick Foley, I mean, kudos to him standing up for himself, standing up for, not supporting a guy like that. But like what No Doubt said, I think the WWE is gonna keep it hush hush, and this has nothing to do with us. We're just gonna keep on
Yeah,
going
no, no.
ahead and
It's
give it to
just,
wrestling.
again, you allow Mick Foley to do his thing, and then in a couple years, Trump's out of office. It'll all be for naught at that point.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
we'll
It's
bring him
like,
back.
okay,
It's
water
okay.
under the bridge.
Water
Water under the
under the
bridge.
bridge.
Come on back, Mick.
Hey, look at Brock Lesnar. Isn't he?
Yeah.
I saw somebody had the sign said, "Hey, isn't this guy in a bad court or like in
Yeah.
something serious?" And
Yep.
right now it's water under the bridge. Nobody knows. Nobody
No,
cares.
no, everybody's like, no, 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 no. He's just in there. He's not named. We're good right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing. It's
All right.
but again, Mick Foley's in a position where I think he could. It would be interesting to see if anybody else takes that stand. I know Kevin Nash is currently relooking at his deal too, but again, Nash can stand on his own. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it has to be the guy.
it's using those guys as kind of like I want to see I don't know, a Demolition, one of those guys be like boom, and then you'd be like, oh, okay. Because I love Mick Foley to death, but I believe he has enough right now with everything he's done and is doing. I mean, his own author and everything else. So
Plus, Mick Foley's the type of guy who doesn't like he lives like a very basic life. He doesn't
yeah,
spend
yeah. And
luxurious stuff.
he's had the same sweatpants for 37 years, I think.
What's up, Samurai?
What's going on, Kai?
Kai.
Kai Chisholm.
Well, Kai, you came at the perfect time, or Samurai. I came at the perfect time. Perfect time to talk about some biting on the balls.
Oh, good God. We're going to really do this now?
Dick biting? Somebody biting somebody's dick? Something happened out there? I don't know what happened. We got to talk some AEW. We can't just talk
we
about
do. We cannot. Okay, so AEW has Dynamite. And to be honest, it's a pretty damn good show.
The best show this week?
It was one of the best shows this week. Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
They're better than Monday night. They're better.
But there was a couple moments where you really had to say, what the fudge
is going on?
So,
well, Sean, okay.
Go ahead, Mr. AEW. Go ahead. Defend this. Defend the honor of AEW. Go ahead.
This is hard. Pause. Oh my God, damn it! I'm like putting this like I fall for it myself. I'm trapping myself with these. This is difficult.
Thankfully, he wasn't.
And funny enough, I say this, and there's Adrian in the chat board. It's like you could tell that we're already gonna reference something like this. It is difficult to go ahead, and I love AEW, but to justify these things that sometimes some of these creative stuff, like they have no boundaries, bro. And TK doesn't give a damn. Like there has to be a time when somebody needs to tell him, "Hey, man, that's a bad idea. Don't do it." Because it was such a really good fight. It was a great wrestling match. And then you get that, and the people are talking about it. And
they're not even talking about the match. They're talking about that moment.
You
took away from a great match. And because you had to get that spot in, like.
Oh, thank you, Sammy. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Sam, and Finn CV.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
Adrian, of course, sir.
it hurts. Oh, and thank you so much, suitable, disloyal,
Yeah, make sure you
whatever.
remove that space though, please. Remove that space.
There was two things that happened in that match. In that, I'm sorry, in that Dynamite. Number one, you had the biting of the dick, obviously. I don't agree with it. I can't defend it, Sean. I don't think that was the right call, and I think it's foolish. I mean, if it was something, okay, let me ask you this: have you ever seen that before in wrestling?
No, no. I'm trying to think back. No, I was trying to think back to like the Adrian Adonis type gimmicks where he was very flamboyant or gold dust. And I don't think they ever did any of that stuff. Like they got the close where he rubbed down the chest going down, but then the guy would jet out of the way and stuff like that. Like I don't know that I've ever seen that specific thing. I mean, I've seen like I think Roddy Piper in the Hollywood Bowl did something with gold dust with I believe it was a plunger or something like, or some kind of weapon, but never somebody just on their knees and then bite. Like what
Well,
are we
no,
doing?
he wasn't on his knees. He was doing a spike
Oh, sorry.
power
Yeah,
driver,
it was the tombstone. Not sorry. I'm sorry.
the tombstone
Yeah,
power
yeah,
driver.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember his head was right there, so I was thinking knees, but you're right. It was a tombstone.
So
Which,
to get away
which
from there, that's when he bit him.
would have been crazy if Okada bit back and they were just stuck there in a standstill.
You know what? Don't give him ideas, Sean. Don't give him any ideas, because they'll do that again. What they'll do is he'll put them again at the tombstone. They'll bite each other's dick, and then you see both of them fall down holding their dicks,
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, he bit my private area." It's just, I don't know. It's pretty bad, man, that they did that. I've never seen that.
That was terrible. I don't know what they're in the producers mean. I got an idea. You pick one for a tombstone and Jack, just bite. What? I think that's a great idea. Yeah, yeah. It's real glass. Real glass.
I can't defend it, guys. I can't. So after that, you had a great fight between Mike Bailey beating Kyle Fletcher in the Continental Tournament. And here is my issue, or my question to you, Sean.
Mhm.
Was that the right decision? Mike Bailey beating Kyle Fletcher?
No.
Why not?
You had this guy beat Okada. Kyle Fletcher beat Okada. The best tournament wrestler ever. The top two guys advance in the standings. Speedball could have picked up a victory somewhere else. Kyle Fletcher, you had going this way. And not only on top of that, by the way, the finish, which again, if you're an AEW sicko, was fantastic. But to me, it made no goddamn sense. Mike Bailey gets powerbombed on the apron, gets all the finishing moves Kyle Fletcher's ever used to beat Okada with, by the way. But Speedball Bailey's better than Okada because he kicked out at 2 from all 3 of them.
It just makes no sense.
No, it wasn't Kyle Fletcher that took the nibble. It was Jack Perry.
Dick biting. Look at that, right? Like, yes, that's what's going on over there in AEW. But going back to the Continental, I mean, I'm looking at the standings right now. Okada has 6, Bailey has 6, Kyle Fletcher has 6, and then Kevin Knight, Pac both each have 3, and then the Dick biter, Jungle Jack Perry, has 0. And on the opposite side, you have Moxley has 3. Damn, Moxley lost over the weekend. Wow.
Yeah,
Damn,
he's just a loser now. He's a loser.
damn.
I don't see why everybody isn't like, why doesn't Moxley want to go back to WWE? Look what TK's doing to him.
Well, Moxley could take a back seat. He's been like the face of AEW for quite some time too.
Oh, he can take a back seat, but John Cena is a quitter.
He is a quitter. We're not going back to this, Sean. He was
Moxley
a quitter.
tapped out the damn Darby Allin.
Yeah, but that's not Moxley's last
Moxley
fight.
tapped out 300 times. He's a quitter.
Yeah, but that's not Moxley's last fight of his career. John Cena's
Well, that's the time
last
where
fight.
you give it all you got, and then that's it. Done. Go to the sunset. Instead, he's quitting all through his career.
Okay, I know you're trying to rage bait me here, but it ain't happening. All right, so then we got Claudio Castagnoli with 7, Takeshita with 7, Roderick Strong has 0, Máscara Dorada has 3, and Orange Cassidy has 3.
I mean, you know
Here,
it's going to be Kyle Fletcher, Okada, Takeshita, and Claudio. That's your 4.
well, they got Bailey up in there with 6.
Yes,
So
Bailey's going to lose at the end. Though I think Okada plays versus Bailey in the last match, right?
I don't.
If I saw it right.
It might be Bailey versus Okada. At
So the
very
winner of
end.
that match will advance, is what's going to happen.
Yeah, because I haven't. Hold on. So Okada hasn't fought Bailey and Kevin Knight. So Okada should
Okay.
beat Kevin Knight, and he should beat Bailey. Who has Bailey not fought? Bailey hasn't fought Jungle Perry. Oh, I wonder how that's gonna happen. I should have made. I should not made that noise. That's pretty wrong. Every time I talk about Jungle Jack Perry, I need to kind of relax because the guy, anything I could say could actually hurt me, because of what he just did. But overall, I agree with you, man. Speedball Bailey had no business beating Kyle Fletcher, and again, it's just dumb. Like
Well, it's one of those things where Tony wants everybody to be on the same level so that you can, but you don't elevate anybody like that. Like Kyle Fletcher to me has been like skyrocketing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's living up to the proto star. Like that gimmick works for him. And I remember today, I don't know why, but he put out the picture of him shaving his head when he left Osprey and started doing this heel turn. He put out that picture today. I don't know if it was like a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever the significance of it was. I didn't see the caption, but today he sends out the picture of when he shaves his head in the ring because he was an Osprey disciple. And then he became the proto star, and you saw the movement and the matches they had were fantastic. And kudos to Osprey to say, hey, let me elevate this guy, because Osprey took some L's in that.
Yeah, man.
At the end, he did win the feud, but he took L's leading up to it that built, him up even more. And then to sit here and that's why I don't like this Continental Classic, man. It's like, why are we doing all this stuff? If you want it, just put 3 top guys on each side and let them battle it out. The winners from, 3 matches, the winner from gold takes on the winner blue, done.
But
it just doesn't. They feel forced at this point. It's I gotta watch Jack Perry take on Claudio. Like, for what? The guy's got 0 points.
I have a question here for you.
It's
because
nuts, I tell you.
You mentioned that you don't like this tournament, but I never heard you say you didn't like the John Cena tournament.
This tournament is crowning a champion that already exists.
Correct. But
so what the hell's the tournament for? Like, I don't understand how a champion already exists, but he loses the belt every time there's a Continental Classic unless he wins it.
Because he's looking at okay, here's where you have to have a little bit of soccer knowledge, right? Because Tony Khan is following the soccer tradition. Like when you have Champions League, you have a winner every year. Real Madrid was the champion. Let's say last year, I don't know who won it. I think PSG won it last year. So PSG is the champion, but even though they're the champion, they're still back in the tournament the next year, and they have to run the table again to still be the champion. So it's the concept of the soccer, which is why.
Okay, but then let me ask you this: does PSG defend the cup throughout the year?
No, they don't.
So then make it a cup, a Continental Cup, and not a Continental Championship. Because it makes no sense to defend it afterwards. Like, you can have it just like the Owen Hart tournament. I have no problem with the tournaments, but it's a tournament for what?
For belts.
But then you're going to defend the belt, and it's not soccer.
The thing is that
you win the cup, and you're the champion until the next cup rolls around.
Well, let me ask you this: do you like that NXT Cup? Because I don't like that NXT Cup.
I don't like it anymore. I liked it when it first started, but now it feels forced. It feels forced like the Continental Classic. You're putting guys in there dude, Kevin Knight, like Jack Perry is in for Darby Allin. Like I don't believe any of those guys are going to win this tournament.
I again, this is the thing. If I'm going back to the concept of, because I get why he's doing belts, because in wrestling you have belts, you don't have cups. So yes, I understand.
But you defend the belts throughout the year. You don't defend the cups that you win throughout the year.
Maybe they should pick something else outside of a belt then and a cup. Maybe they could come up with something new. Like you saw how WWE got Money in the Bank. They have the briefcase. Maybe they could come up with something different because I think that you're right. I think that's where people get confused. Because look, if you didn't know about the soccer situation, you would be like, why is there a tournament? And it's because of using the concept of soccer. You
No,
have to join
I
the
get
tournament.
that with TK with Fulham and all that stuff, but it just doesn't make sense, and it feels forced now because of all like you're having a tournament for a champion that Okada has the belt. He brings the belt to the ring when he wrestles.
But that's the thing when you when you
But
win
if he's
the
not one of the top four that goes, then he loses the belt without
yeah
ever. You know what
yes
I'm saying? But then
same
that's
concept
where I
as
think.
soccer.
But then why is he defending it on pay-per-views? It's like that's where I like it should just be a cup. You win it in a tournament.
That's a good point. That I agree.
You win it in a tournament, and then the next tournament you can come back and defend it if you get through the bracket.
That is a good point. That is a good
But
point. He
it
shouldn't be
doesn't make
defending.
sense to that end where it's like, okay, I have to do all this to win it, but then I can get pinned and lose it too.
Well, I think also Tony Khan is using it to obviously sell Okada after the tournament because then it would defeat the purpose. It's like after you're a champion, then who cares, right? But he still wants to carry that title. I see where you're getting that, and I agree. I do agree with you on that. He shouldn't defend the belt. He should just keep it because he won that tournament,
Yeah.
and that's it. Just leave it. Just kind of like the NBA tournament, right? They're the winners. They're gonna win, New York or the Spurs. I don't know. I think they're playing tonight, actually. And
Yeah, they
then
should be going right now, I think.
who knows who's winning between us? I hope the Spurs win because New York eliminated the Heat. So, um, and then all of a sudden, when you do that, then that's it. They won and they won. That's it. There's no defending that championship, that tournament with anybody else. So I agree with you, but I think the problem Tony Khan does is he tries to put two things together in order to kind of spice it
But
up and
in
make
that
sure.
case, then why not do one in February? Well, no, because then if you did it in November, you'd have to figure out another time frame. I say make 2 Continental Classics a year.
Now that's too much. That's too much too.
But it just doesn't make sense at
It's
this
too
point,
much,
man.
and I think it burns people out if you have too many tournaments. I mean, look at
Come on, AEW's nothing but tournaments.
they have 2 tournaments. They have the Continental and the Owen Hart. That's it. That's pretty much it. And then they
But
whenever
then
they
they always have to redo champions of something else because somebody quits or retires and goes out on top and leaves the belts there for no reason.
yeah, I mean, I see that, but it's not 24/7 tournaments. Like you know who it
No, it's
reminds
not.
me.
It's not.
Back in the day, Bellator, bro. Bellator was tournaments every single freaking week. It burned you out. Like it was like, yo, this is pointless. I get the
Yeah, but those
concept.
guys had to earn that shit, boy. You earned it
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
won.
It was what was the name of the guy who was the head guy for Bellator at that time? Man, I forgot his name. He was the one who came up with the concept of tournament, and he stuck to it
Yeah.
until people got burned out. Eventually, it didn't work out anymore, and then obviously Bellator just scrapped the whole tournament situation. They just went kind of like, hey, rankings as well, like UFC. But yeah, man. So I think we've covered everything. Anything else you wanted to talk about tonight?
No, I think I did all that, and we did a lot more than what I wanted to go.
UFC was a
Yeah.
tournament original. It was. It
Well,
was.
it used to be a tough man contest, really. It wasn't even a tournament. It was a tough man contest.
Yeah, it was like
You had
whoever.
guys 450 pounds fighting these little guys.
That is true.
Sometimes the little guys won too, but I mean, it was all about technique and stuff back then. But there was a lot of shit going on there. Frankie, let them know where they can get a hold of you, my man.
You guys can follow me at Frankie Fresco on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. And for all you guys that are watching the show when we're not live and catching the replay, please hit that like as well. That way it helps the algorithms. You guys can follow me on Twitter as well under Frankie Fresco and on TikTok. I'm under Fresco Music. So there you'll find me under Fresco Music. So follow me on all social media platforms. And of course, don't forget to hit the like on all of our live streams that we do and the replays.
There it is. I'm at Stanley Media House on everything except for X. I'm at SS_sports talk. And let's see, you know what else? I used to pick the UFC tourneys up at Blockwood. Yeah. Yep. That's how I used to watch the I got a whole closet full of VHS tapes of Japan wrestling and old Ring of Honor and all that stuff up there.
Yeah, so what I used to do back in the day is next to my house, my parents, they live in Hialeah. There used to be a video store. It used to be called, I'll never forget, Alameda. So Spanish, right? Hispanic, right? So Alameda, and then I will go there. I tell my dad every Thursday or Friday, Dad, can you take me to the video store? And I, instead of renting video games or anything like that, I would rent WWE um videotapes of all like WrestleMania 1 and the Royal Rumbles. They didn't have like the casual ones, they had like the big ones. So Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
WrestleMania, Survivor Series, they had those. And then that's how I found out about Dusty Rhodes, because I don't remember Dusty Rhodes when I was a jit. But I remember seeing it because of the thing. I remember Macho Man Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, all those guys because of all those tapes, those videotapes I used to rent. And I would sit and watch them all with my sister. So shout out to my sister. She was a true WWE head back in the day. And then eventually we grew out of it. But I'm back. I'm back into wrestling. And I don't plan on quitting like John Cena. Just letting you guys know. Damn, I came for like 3 minutes. Yeah, I saw that. Had to get my uncle to rent them. Yeah, my dad used to do a lot of that stuff. My dad used to rent them all the time for me. I was a jet. I didn't make any money. I was broke. There's some Tua talk as well, Sean. We don't want to talk about Tua, man. He did a masterpiece yesterday for the Miami Dolphins.
Fantastic job he did. And the words of the great Gordon Soley. So long from the sun, shine, state.
Don't quit.
That's why I